Hello, my friends. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. These are our stories, the stories of the Anima Mundi, God, Goddess, Creator, Source, angels, guides. We are all a part of this cosmic energy. So here are our stories. And without you here, I could not be here. So thank you very much for participating with your presence. Other ways to interact with the channel are in the description box below. And of course, like, shares, subscribes, comments are always very, very welcome. This is my gratitude practice in action. And I love that you're participating here with me. I put prayers on my altar for everybody who interacts, past, present, and future. And thank you especially to those who offer donations if you're able to. This is a reading for Aries, all Aries placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, for love and relationships. Of course, everything that we do here is about love, but we're going to focus more on interpersonal relationships, colleagues and network, friends, family and children, and your partner and love relationships, romantic. So, I pre-shuffled, and I don't take poppers from here, but the Emperor did show its face here, so that shows us we're on the right track. That's your card, so amen to that. We've got the Dreamscape Oracle by Matt Hughes, the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinan, the Edmund Dulac Tarot, and the Gustave Doré Tarot with the Radiant Wilds Tarot to clarify. So we'll kind of more or less do this like feminine and masculine energy, yin and yang. Of course, all it's not based on gender. It's just energies, receptive, active. But this, you could read this as individuals. So we'll kind of get into that a little bit more as we go along. So I'm going to select one card from each pile for each of the categories I just laid out. But before we do that, I'd love for y'all to join me in a deep breath and a moment of considering what you are grateful for. It could be a micro tenderness, it could be a macro tenderness, memory of great, or feeling of great awe, of connection with the universe, or just a connection to the tiniest little things around you. For me, I just saw a finch land very close to me, and what a delightful little bird. That was a lovely experience to have, so I appreciate that. And of course, for my ongoing recovery from this head cold. So excuse me if I need to stop and take a breath, or take a drink, but right now we'll stop and take a breath. So whatever comes first to your mind, body, spirit, soul, and intuition. Take a deep breath. And thank you for blessing this reading. All right. So to start out, for colleagues and networks, for Aries, please. And for friends, for Aries. Oh, that's too many. Just one. Thank you. Family. Partnerships. Terrific. Colleagues, networks, friends, family and children. Oh, these are popping out really nicely. And romantic. Wonderful. Okay. And for the yin, receptive energy, please. We have King of Wands, Leo energy. We have death. And wow, 2 major arcana and a court card. That's amazing. So, judgment. And then we've got the 7 of Wands. So there may have been some conflict within. Excuse me. For Aries, please. Thank you. We have Ace of Pentacles. Awesome. New energy coming through. Ace of Swords. Wow. 2 aces already. And the 10 of Wands. With the Empress at the bottom of the deck. Great. So that's interesting. We had the Emperor come out. So there are partnerships afoot for sure. Good connective energies, sacred union. But an earthbound energy. High frequency earthbound energy. Interesting that we have the King of Wands. It's such a dynamic, powerful, outward-facing force. Also fire sign. Within the yin side. And these aces are these seeds of new possibilities, new beginnings. Very, very cool. 10 of Wands shows that you're at the end of a cycle. And certainly with this judgment, you are at the end of a cycle. So, yeah, that's terrific. So, or I'm sorry, this is the World, but you know, like I said, at the very end of a cycle. So there might have been like some passions that have just kind of burned out, and now they're starting anew. This shows me that both partners are ready to move on. There's going to be some guidance from your receptive energy and the willingness to act. The ideas for how to begin again are here, and there's the receptive energy in this masculine force. So there's a lot of like good balance going on. With the 7 of Wands, again, like I said, there might have been some conflict. There's this big ending with the Death card as well. So just to kind of look at some of these major arcanas and the signs that they're affiliated with. Venus energy, so Taurus and Libra. And like I said, Leo and Scorpio. So let's look at colleagues and network. These are kind of your acquaintances, people you work with, people that you affiliate with from the day-to-day. Ooh, the harpy eagle. So this is one of the largest raptors on Earth. And then dominance, right? So yeah, that message comes loud and clear. There might have been some kind of bullying within your work scenarios or your friend network. And that what might have caused this exhaustion and this kind of like no more energy, we're moving on. Like I'm more powerful than people might be able to see. This 7 of Wands shows a lot of like people up in your area, in crossing boundaries. This side of you or this partner, there is someone in your environment who is very nurturing to you and supports your ideas, even though you've really exhausted a lot of your passion so far. You are reclaiming a sense of dominance here. And it's from receiving the inspirations that you can take into fruition, because the King of Wands is a very creative force. The self-made man, the entrepreneur, the person who sees an idea before other people see its potential and take it on. So there might have been a lot of backlash. People like, hey, stay in your lane. Like, we're going to do things the way that they've always been done, and willing to really kind of bully you to. But, you know, you stand your ground on the 7 of Wands. It's like, people might be like, oh, is this a hill you're willing to die on? And you're like, no, this is a mountain. You don't see how high up we are and how much we can get from this situation. Harpies are also very territorial, which is this energy. So, you want to look out for people trying to enter your territory, or, look out for those hills that you can die on. Choose mountains. Choose mountains. So for friends, we have the Word. So you've got people in your life who are able to communicate very clearly with. You can write to them. You can speak clearly with them. Words are true and sweet and pure. And then there's wrath, right? So there may have been some friend breakups as well, which we show in this death card. But you're still a sovereign being. You have new potential for people who, like, perhaps you love to eat with them, with this Pentacles card, or like people who are good to work with or make money, just like resources. You might have an exercise partner coming through. Ace of Swords. Again, this is somebody who you can share words with really, really easily and talk to clearly. They understand you. You might have a writing partner if that's your thing. You might have people in your friend group who can help you sort out like documents, or if you have to like write policy perhaps for work to set these boundaries, you might have somebody to give you like real world feedback to keep you like from being too dry, and having yourself and emotion and personhood come through clearly, but also be very, very clear and set boundaries appropriately. There's like this warmth of people who will help you and collaborate with you. And again, like I really do see, there's a lot of joy and pleasure in the Empress as well. So, you want to be done with this salty, sour, confrontational energy that you've had in these like less connected relationships, and you've got either a new person or a person in your life who can help you enact these new ideas of like gathering resources, gathering ideas, getting your mind clear, and really having pleasure with it, because you've just been working too hard. Like you've put your heart and soul into things that aren't sending back appropriate amount of energy, and maybe you've just received a lot of like, just unnecessary rancor from friends that you've had in the past, and you're all done with that. You're just done. So stick with these really wonderful people who foster and nurture your ideas and help bring abundance. It might be kind of hard to let your guard down. It's okay if you want to go forward with a lot of like power and energy. Like if you feel like you've got good ideas and good the means to enact them, then there are people who will understand you and receive that power and energy from you. So for family and children, we have the Silence, right? Okay. And Perspective. So there might be some things that came from these fallout kind of energies that you haven't been able to talk to your family about. There might be something that you're protecting your children from that's just like a circumstance that they're not mature enough to handle yet, and that can really hurt to like not be able to be clear and open with your children. But there are some things, again, that they're just not ready to take on. If there's like, if somebody in your family is going through trouble, like say perhaps with like an addiction, or they got in trouble with the law, who knows what it is, but there are just some things that children are not ready to take on. There are some things that you have to work on yourself, and that you can't talk about, or they're just not clear yet. And with the Perspective card, I see that there's like this clarity that needs to be attained, because there's like this Seven of Wands is like really hustle bustle, confusing energy. Death, is also rebirth. So this Perspective card is really great for that. You need a chance to rest and be reborn. Don't lay things on your children that they're not mature enough to handle. But also, like, make sure that you're clear with your words and what you're going to do next to solve problem. Like, if you've screwed up, you need to have a plan to, like, do better. Because, like, an apology isn't enough unless there's a plan to, like, improve, right? So if you've had some financial trouble, you got a new idea to, like, generate income, and the Empress here is a really good omen for that. Abundance is absolutely coming through with the Empress. Venus, and abundance could be many things, but with the Pentacles here, I see that could be actual resources, time, money, food, shelter. So make these resources work for you, and you're going to have an innovative idea to make it happen. It might not be the way that you thought with these really big transformational energies here, but with the King of Wands, again, you can make that happen. Gaining a different perspective, seeing how you can, I hate to say it, work harder, smarter, not harder, but like that kind of thing where you're just kind of flipping the paradigm. Like, an example I've used before is like, oh, you're hungry, like, do you need to, like, go out and get a job and, like, make money so that you can buy food, or are you, like, becoming a hunter and a forager, or growing a garden? That's like a different way to get food. So, like, your resources may come in a way that you didn't suspect, but you can provide for your family and be straightforward and honest, bring forth this abundance, but it's got to come from new ideas that come from a new perspective, and being willing to really just change things up completely. And you're just going to want to avoid conflict, people, with your family partnerships. Learning how to be able to be honest and straightforward is going to be vital going forward. And there might be members of your family that you have to deal with. It might be better to just kind of keep it close to your chest and not talk about it. But you can't really have true intimacy without being straightforward and honest. So make sure that you know what you want to say and how to say it, and how you're going to remedy situations that have led to this collapse, and then you can speak. But new perspective is necessary for that. And then with partnerships and love, the Serpent, cool. And teamwork, awesome. Yeah. So that's very evident here. And it does, there's a great team here. There's this nurturing energy, this abundant energy, and then this we can do anything energy. So, and with death and rebirth followed by the World card, like, you're entering this completely new cycle where you are going to be more cooperative. There's these new ace energies here, moving on from this scenario. The serpent, I associate serpents with kind of Chinese mythology, where like the year of the snake is like elegance, refinement, good taste, intelligence, strong intuition. I know that in a lot of Western traditions, the serpent can be like kind of an ominous energy, or like the serpent in the garden. If that does represent temptations in your love partnerships, just know that, like, you're putting on more of a burden and more of this secrecy energy than you need to be, and more conflict. Like, you need to have an honesty with your intimate partnerships, absolutely, so that you're helping each other carry these things with one another. It seems like, both the yin and the yang energy have been taking on a lot, but also have the power and the energy to overcome. And big changes here, but new ideas coming along with them. I'm going to see what the guidebook says for the serpent, because I'm very interested in that. There's no numbers on this, but And I mean, this is the dreamscape oracle, so it's like dream symbols. These are things that are going to be very personal for everybody. Okay, so this is talking about the world tree. At the base of the world tree lives a serpent. He hungers and gnaws incessantly at the roots, seeking sustenance. He does not care that this tree serves a higher purpose, nor that the worlds connected to the tree require it to remain stable. So, and it says, beware of dishonest people, stay the course despite the stress. So that's good. But I mean, we're talking about the world tree, right? Yggdrasil in Norse mythology, and the serpent that eats at the roots of the tree. So it does talk about like eventual endings, which we see here, right? Like, and you know, if you're looking at a lot of stories from world mythology, there are these rebirths that happen. You know, after this card is the Fool. You know, the cycle starts again, and we've got these aces at the beginning of the cycle of the pips with this card at the cycle at the end. And Empress is receiving endless abundance. The king knows exactly what to do with it. You have a terrific partnership here, and so learn how to trust any of this dishonest energy that's been coming through. Don't take it on. Don't soak it up. It's not serving you. It's not worth it. Trust needs to be reestablished in the relationship with these new plans of going forward and these abilities to, and willingness to change. A lot of defensive stuff over here, a lot of like taking on too much. So this might be kind of some codependent energy, and of course you can always work on that. Let's get one final card to bless this reading, please, Spirit. And we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so this is like fire of air, words in action, the word, right? So you can probably rely on trusted good friends to speak about what you need to say. But things need to be said, and they need to be extended into your family and intimate groups. And if you're looking for love as well, if you're looking for intimacy, it's the honesty, the teamwork, and the straightforwardness that is going to serve you very well. If there are people that you can't trust with your words, there are people who you can. So release this burden energy. Find the people you can trust and work with who support you, and be willing to change. Be willing to take on new ideas. All right, Aries, if you haven't hit the like button already, I would so appreciate it if you do so. Without you here, I cannot be here, and I am very grateful to be here. So, so much indeed. This has been a reading about love and relationships. Please check out some of the other readings, because everything that we do here is essentially about love. And I love people. I love being with you. And I'm so glad to have this time with you today. Likes, shares, comments, subscribes, all that good stuff is so appreciated. And again, I'm grateful to be here and grateful to share this gratitude practice with you. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. And I wish you peace.